So I discovered this park about 16 years ago. Stumbled upon it as I was exploring the area around where I lived. And I used to come down here in the summer when it was hot, and you'd come in the afternoon, the trees, and it'd be all cool and shady. Just sort of fell in love with this area because a lot of the forest in southeast King County is basically tree farms that have been logged 3 or 4 times. So to find an area of forest like this where there's multi-storied canopy, there's 100-year-old cedars, western hemlock, Doug firs, and ferns the size of Volkswagen Beetles, and old-growth skunk cabbage, and giant vine maples is pretty unusual. So this is one of the largest wetland systems in King County. It basically feeds the Jenkins Creek system, and Jenkins Creek is still a salmon-bearing stream. You will still see salmon coming up Jenkins Creek in the fall. And so this whole wetland system and the 119 acres of Cedar Creek Park are pretty critical to maintain water quality and in-stream flows into Jenkins Creek system, because pretty much the rest of the land in the Jenkins Creek system has been developed. So when I heard about a development proposal for this land, this park was sort of a centerpiece fight for the communities of Covington and Maple Valley. One of the other things about this park and the community battle to get it set aside as open space is that another thing that came up was that Seuss Creek Water and Sewer wanted to put a sewer line down through the wetlands in this park along Jenkins Creek, and then take it all the way through to 248th, and then all the way up 248th to Maple Valley, which would have trashed an entire wetland system and basically opened this area up for development. The citizens along 248th hired a lawyer. They did fundraising, and they lobbied their politicians to not put the sewer system through their community. And sort of what eventually came out of it is that they won the battle, because it is such a sensitive area and there are a lot of wetlands. That has since been scrapped, and it is never dead, but it took the really dedicated, concerted effort of the citizens along 248 to stop that sewer system from wreaking havoc through this park and through their local communities. And here you can see an old manhole cover, so sewer probably. So it's been a huge success story about how when local communities and people work together for a common purpose, that you can really change the outcome of some of these things. And it gets very frustrating because you win a few, you lose a few, but this was such a huge success story. I think it definitely made me sort of continue on to do environmental activism and conservation in my community.